fucking on spot.
You are an on-the-spot judge, man. Oh my goodness.
Like right
What
now,
are these niggas
Yo, BB,
doing?
yo, BB. Why would I get Sonic? Are you mad? Okay. Fuck me, man. Yeah, Yanni said he'll judge. Yanni said he'll judge. Beautiful. Yanni can judge.
you said
What
South,
are my two favorite third worlders talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, bro. Never mind.
Honestly,
Fucking, yeah, Sonic can be the on-the-spot judge, bro. I just want to get the debate over with.
Okay. So yeah, I don't. Okay, fucking tap water.
Okay,
What do you?
beautiful. So do you want to set parameters as to like do you want to set parameters as to like which one is better? Because I've already laid out my parameters.
Wait, hold on. What stance are you taking then? Like,
I'm taking the stance of tap water being more beneficial.
What was the other kind of water?
The categories it provides the most amount of benefit to the most amount of people.
I said, what was the other kind of water? Like in the fucking thing.
Tap water, bottled water.
Water. Tap water. Okay,
Oh
so
my
yeah.
goodness.
My criteria. Yeah, I think my wait. Oh my lord. Oh, okay. Sonic said he.
Yeah, you only said you'll be the intermediate. Okay, or the immediate. Beautiful. So, what's your category for yours being better?
Okay, yeah, I think. Oh my lord, hold on. Okay, yeah. What I was about to say was my gonna be like, I don't know, utility, not utility, like convenience or whatever, right? I think if I don't know, tap water,
convenience,
bottled water. Yeah, I think if like bottled water is like more convenient to consume or what the fuck, then it would obviously like provide more utility, because I think like water being like, I don't know, some sort of thing that we spontaneously consume, what we would value like a lot would be the convenience with which we consume it. Because if something is more convenient in order to consume, it's gonna be like, I don't know, it's gonna fulfill our criteria.
Okay, so one, I don't know if you have this weird conception of the world in which every single planet or every single country, I should say, is a first world country. But most countries within the world that do not actually have tap water, do not actually have bottled water as well. They do not have this form of purification. Instead, most of the time, whenever people are getting water, instead what they choose to do is they choose to get it from rural areas like rivers and then purify, right? So the way in which they are getting this water would be directly from rivers and directly from places which is not actually bottled water, right? Making it more convenient because it provides more benefit to more people than tap water does. For your argument to work, it has to operate under this severe, it has to operate under this severe form of interpretation in which every single country within the world is a first world country. However, we know statistically this isn't true.
No.
Also, it's tap water versus bottled water. Well, not tap water, just any type of water except bottled water.
You said it's tap water.
Oh, yeah, sure, tap water. My bad, tap water.
Yeah.
Try track, bro. Fuck.
Wait. So yeah, firstly, no, I'm not presupposing this. If I'm like wait, what's his name? Actually, like if you said that most countries don't have access to both kinds of water, then they wouldn't support your position either, right? Secondly, no, if some country, like I don't know, gets water from rivers or whatever the fuck, that's just like the limitations they have. That's not gonna be like some sort of more utility increaser. That's just gonna be some product of limitations. So no, that even if you go by some utility based view, that's not gonna be like some sort of like I don't know, a good thing for you. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so one, you're trying to say that the reason as to why it has some form of utility in this context would be due to some form of limitation there. Well, that wouldn't actually be relevant at all in the slightest. If you're trying to argue that one is better than the other based off of the fact that it's more convenient, however, in most scenarios in which they have one but not the other, clearly that would mean that the one in which has no limitations upon it is actually the more convenient option. If I have this scenario in which I'm trying to pick between two movies, however, to pick one of the movies it requires a super large paywall. Clearly, one is also going to be way more convenient than the other. So you're trying to appeal to utility. You're trying to appeal to utility. However, in which some of these you're trying to appeal to utility. However, in which most scenarios people do not actually have access to this other option, then that would mean it also isn't providing as much benefit because most people do not actually have access towards it. So it just sounds like you're trying to take this really insane view in which you're trying to take my argument, right, strawman it, and then trying to attack that strawman of the argument as some form of rhetorical point or rhetorical advantage towards you? Please go do some rhetorical push-ups, and yeah, you can respond.
Okay. So, firstly, something being a product of limitations doesn't mean that it has no limitations, right? It just means that this is the thing we go to when the other thing is not available to us. The other thing's not being
Okay, the
available to us.
first thing.
Okay, yeah, something being a product of our limitations, like outside of the thing itself, doesn't mean that the thing itself doesn't have any limitations. So if we go to X thing because we don't have the other thing or whatever the fuck, that's not going to be something against the other thing, or that's not going to be like a limitation that one thing has and the other thing doesn't have. So that wouldn't be something that's intrinsic to water bottles or like bottled water or whatever the fuck. It would just be something like sorry, that would just be some sort of economic issue that's external to both the things, right? So that's not going to help you whatsoever. Secondly, if we go by convenience, people not being able to access, or like generally these um people not having access to bottled waters in like entirety, um because of some economic, I don't know, deficit or whatever the fuck, because of those kinds of problems, that's not going to be some issue with bottled water. That's going to be just some issue with the people, like in some other situation or whatever the fuck, right? So that's not gonna
Okay, done.
impose the issue. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so one, I don't know if you can't track. I don't know if this is what they teach in Jujutsu High. However, if you try and posit that one is going to be better because it is more convenient, however, it is hidden behind the paywall, then clearly it is not more convenient, right? This is going to be an inherent flaw with the thing in itself, you idiot, right? The inherent flaw here is going to be if your argument is trying to posit this is more convenient, however, in general cases, for it to actually be used, it's going to entail something not being convenient, right? Being this insane paywall, and which the fact that most countries don't actually have this thing, then it is not actually more convenient. Then the second thing you said is that something about limitation, saying that it isn't actually going to be a downside for one or an upside for the other. It is actually going to be. If most countries seem to be able to provide and actually have tap water, but most countries do not actually seem to be able to have bottled water, that's obviously going to entail the fact that one is going
No,
to be
how you
clear.
doing?
Shut up. I wasn't done, boy. One is clearly going to have less restrictions, and one is clearly going to be the option which seems to be most beneficial to the most amount of people, since most people, even though they have the option to do both, right, most people still choose to do one because one clearly, right, does not actually offer as much downsides as the other, and one clearly is going to be more convenient than the other.
You
So you
done,
can
bro?
respond.
Okay, so firstly, we can go over the other point afterwards. Actually, I might address it. But if I don't, then we can just go over it afterwards. What I was about to say was the paywall thing, right? With the first point, shit, what was it? Something, if you can't access bottled water, then it doesn't mean that bottled water is less convenient for you. That would just mean that bottled water is not in the picture. So it's just not, it just shouldn't be analyzed in that situation, right? If for some reason I have like economic deficits that like don't allow me to get bottled water, that shouldn't be like taken as something against bottled water, because that's something that's external to bottled water, right? This is something that I said like earlier on. Secondly, I would just reject that, oh, if something is hidden behind a paywall, then it would be less convenient. I explain why. Um, Third thing, yeah, the second thing you said, which was yeah, like tap water is easily accessible when compared to bottled water. Firstly, prove that. Secondly, that you're just hedging your claim because what's his name? Like initially in the debate, you said that both tap water and bottled water are not going to be accessible. So it kind of just conceded there.
Okay, so one, you're a fucking idiot, right? The first thing you said was, aside from all of the stuttering that you did in the middle of your sentence, but the first thing you brought up was how what one being hidden behind a paywall is not going to have anything to do with its convenience. Yes, it is. I can give you multiple analogies, even displaying such. If this, I have two options: being a shoot Yanni in the chest and take him to the hospital, and this hospital costs
God
10,000.
damn, what the fuck?
Okay, anyway, your mic is really loud. Anyway, shoot Yanni in the chest, take him to the hospital. The bill for the hospital requires £10,000. Or B, take him to a witch doctor, and the witch doctor is able to heal him somewhat for free, right? Clearly, the more convenient option is going to be the one in which I do not incur significant downsides from doing such, right? And significant downsides for actually picking the option. So it just sounds like a severe tracking issue on your part. I also want you to restate your justification as to why paywall has no bearing on its convenience. Aside from all of the stuttering you do in the middle of your sentence, I don't know if it's because you lack confidence. I don't even know if it's because your Indian accent just won't allow you to do so. And the third thing, okay, anyway, you don't Aura Max, boy. The third thing would be okay.
I will dead ass shit on your grave.
What? Shut up, bitch.
Yeah, thank you, Mono.
Who squeaky little fuck ass said that?
Hey guys, I'm trying to
Ugly
like
little
judge a bit.
pussy.
Bro, wait.
Okay.
You sound like a Jose. I don't even want to speak to you. What the fuck?
Okay.
Do you want me to wait, Shinra? Do you
The
want me to?
third thing, wait, shush, boy. The third thing would you said, quote unquote, because one is not accessible, that does not actually count in favor as the other one. And you also said that I hedged my claim. I don't understand what the hedging would be. All I'm trying to get at here is if one is hidden behind a paywall, one seems to be generally more accessible than the other, then that would speak towards it being more convenient than the other, which would count towards the utility point that you brought up. That wasn't even a standard that I agreed to. This was when you agreed to have a, even by your own standard, intuitively and even economically, your argument just doesn't seem to hold up within the domain of discourse. So please try and give me a formal argument, right? And stop trying to stutter. Thank you. I'm not stuttering. Malevolent, get palm abused.
Okay, so what I was saying was, in response to the last thing, like about the paywall thing, I've already asked you to prove that to be the case for like tap water. I explained the hedging thing. I don't care to explain it again. But the justification was basically, if the things that make the other thing inaccessible are external to the thing itself, then they're not going to count as inconvenience when talking about the
Yes,
thing
they
itself,
are.
right? So they're just going to be external factors or economic factors that lead to the thing before the thing is even accessible. Um, the
Give me
I
a
don't know
second.
how hard or easy it is to access. That's not going to be like anything in favor or not in favor of its convenience, because convenience here is in context to how, I
Wait,
don't
chill
know.
a second. I'm going to ask you to repeat all of that later. I'm trying. You asked me to find something. I'm trying to find that for you, boy. Blah blah blah. I'm trying to figure out tap water versus bottled water prices around the world. Pounds per liter. Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh wow. Never mind. I said the thing about the price thing in chat, but keep going. Actually, repeat the entire thing.
Sample size for this.
Sample size. Are you okay? Genuinely, do you want to start skepticizing the source for where it came from? Like, don't pull a Ezekiel. Just repeat the argument that you were saying initially.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, the sample size, I'm still going to hold the question. The initial thing was, okay, the factors or how hard or easy it is to access before it's been accessed, that's not going to be relevant towards determining the convenience of that thing itself. Because when we're talking about the convenience of that thing itself, we grant that it's accessible. We're trying to see, oh, how easy is it's to consume, or how easy it's going to be to, like, I don't know,
Then we
like
have
this.
different notions of like what's it called? What's more convenient then?
Okay, so if it was my standard, then we'd obviously go with mine. So now that it's clarified, what's your response?
No. I mean, okay, if you just try and lay this insanely proprietary usage
It's
of the
not
word
insanely
convenient,
proprietary. It
chill.
was
If you try and
clarified.
use this insanely proprietary usage of the word convenient, meaning, oh yeah, even though I'm able to access this thing, what I mean when I say convenient is actually how easy it is for me to be able to consume this thing. Clearly, that's going to just be not how anyone uses the word convenience in the first place. Whenever, okay,
Okay, so yeah,
wait, chill a second, chill a second. I don't know why Maya just started sending porn in chat, but
so
let me just block her again.
That shit got a car.
You might be 5 years old, man. But
Alright.
the what's it called? The other thing you said is like, I mean, generally most people would say that the convenience of something is also going to be included, right? Or the factors affecting it is going to be how easy can I even access this thing in the first place. I gave you multiple examples of this, e.g., the like theme park thing, or if I shoot Yanni in the chest. All of those things are going to play factors onto his convenience. This is something that anyone, including the judge, can just intuitively determine on his own. You said I was hedging, but I need you to repeat the explanation for such arguments. If you try and slip it in as something, oh yeah, sure you didn't hear it, so you lose. Right? Okay, I'm just going to dismiss it then. And the other
yeah,
thing,
want me
I
to just
and don't like the
oh,
sample size thing. I can send you it, sure.
well, yeah, we can go with that afterwards, right? But to respond to the other thing, yeah, I don't know how you'd prove that generally it's used as, oh, I mean, you're talking about all the factors other than the thing itself when examining the convenience of that thing
No.
itself. Wait, hold on. And I think what I was saying or what I meant is going to be like extremely clear because I gave the analogy that would literally like figure into my definition perfectly, right? I was saying, oh, if I don't know, what's his name? This thing is more convenient because it's really easy to consume and it's really easy to distribute or whatever the fuck it is, right? So all of that literally grants it being accessible. So that was just entailed by my argument. Like, okay, by the other
Wait,
thing.
can you repeat that? I zoned out.
Oh, okay, so actually, sure. When I said like when I laid out my I don't know argument for convenience, what I said basically made it really clear what I meant by convenience. So it's not even the case that I was like going up some proprietary notion that wasn't clear. The notion was clear. Second thing, the what's his
I'm gonna
name?
turn you up. I can barely hear you.
Okay, yeah. Second thing, the fact external to the the factors external to the thing itself being talked about when we talk about convenience. I want you to prove that. Like I want you to prove that being generally the case or whatever.
Wait, what you meant by convenience was okay. Anyway, so what you meant by
Over your music?
yeah, he's muted again. So what you meant by convenience is you granted being accessible, but okay. Anyway, you granted being accessible, but what?
And yeah, I grant it being accessible. What's being measured is how easy and how easy it is to consume and how it affects our daily life. I
How
literally give you the
easy?
argument. That's how utility figures into it. That's why I mentioned utility.
How? Wait, give me a second. I'm just gonna write this in VC's in the debate chat. What you meant by accessible was how easy it is, or how easy it is to consume. It is to consume, and how it affects daily life. And the thing you said about hedging was I changed it from what to the claim I'm making now.
Okay, yeah, you initially said this can be found in the recording that yeah, even tap water is going to be inaccessible to a lot of
Give me a
countries.
second. My mom's calling me.
Okay.
Helen, bro, why are you debating water versus water? Lock in, bro.
Oh God, that
Oh.
shit is so much.
Shut up,
Yo,
What
baby.
he's
was
not
the thing?
debating.
What was the thing you were saying?
You're mono.
Okay,
Yeah.
bro.
What I was
Mono.
What,
yeah,
bitch?
yeah. So what I was saying was
Whoever
you,
moved me, I hope you get hit by a car and you fucking die, you faggot.
Okay. Anyway, right. So
yeah.
what were you saying?
So yeah, what I was saying was like I've hedging thing. You granted what's his name? You said that in multiple countries or in most countries, tap water and bottled water both are going to be inaccessible. But now you're saying, oh, one is clearly more accessible than the other, so that's going to be like change. It's going to be changed to the
Okay, so I don't know if I said that or no, I probably didn't, but if I said that both of them are going to be inaccessible, that clearly isn't what I was trying to get at. What I was trying to actually argue was tap water is clearly going to be more accessible than the other alternative being bottled water. Generally within most societies in which aren't first world countries, the thing that they rely on instead of bottled water is going to be tap water to actually get stuff. That's why even in like countries like India, countries like Africa, or not countries like Africa, countries like Nigeria, Uganda, all of that stuff, they still possess tap water and they still have water pumps instead of actually getting bottled water delivered to them specifically. Now, you say what you meant by convenience was granting that it was accessible, but how easy it is to consume in our general life and our day to day life. I don't think that's what most people mean whenever they say this thing is more convenient, right? And even if these two things is accessible, because it's not obviously it's not going to be the case that like people literally just can't access this thing at all. It's just going to be less accessible than the other alternative, right? So if it's less accessible even, then I'd also say that it seems to be less convenient going off of general people's notions about this thing. I don't understand as to why specifically just because you were the one who laid out the term, therefore I should go under your usage of the term, especially if your usage of the term seems to be something extremely proprietary and not what most people mean whenever they use the term. I've given you multiple analogies as to why convenience generally isn't just the accessibility of this thing, but it's also the factors needed to actually gain this thing in the first place. So even in this scenario in which I gave you where I shoot Yanni in the chest, however, the price needed to actually pay for his school or his like doctor appointment is going to be 10K. Even if I'm still able to access that amount of money, obviously most people would still choose the option in which I'm able to heal him for free, because that's going to be like more convenient rather than the other option in which I have to pay for it, because that's going to be an like added stress which isn't needed towards like the conclusion. But you can go ahead.
Yeah, you can repeat this part again, but I mean, do that afterwards. What I was about to
What do
say
you say?
was, I said you could repeat the last part again, but the other thing I needed to clarify, like, I don't know how it's not still clear. Obviously, the thing that's being granted is that, okay, that equal amount of accessibility, and given this amount of accessibility, oh, which thing is used more, which thing is more convenient, oh, sorry, which thing is more easily usable in regards to our daily life or whatever the fuck. That's why utility figures into it. That's why I gave you the utility argument, right?
Manny
The
said
other,
he's no wait. Yanni said he zoned out, but repeat the first part what you just said.
okay, wait, Yanni, are you listening? Wait, is he even? No, he's not in VC. Wait, Yanni's not in VC.
Okay, bro. This dude, he can't be real.
Bro.
Wait, Mono. Okay, Mono definitely wasn't even listening. Bro, okay, I hate this guy.
Who?
Well, I was listening.
Okay, bro.
No, he was not. Stop lying.
Bro, shut
But
the fuck
anyway,
up,
repeat the
bitch.
argument
What
you
if
were
I
saying
was,
before.
bitch? Oh, okay then.
What if you weren't, bitch?
Okay,
Bitch,
Wait, what if I was,
bitch.
bro? Dumbass, you fucking idiot. Shut the fuck
Dumbass,
up.
dumbass. Nah, nah,
I'll
nah,
beat your
nah, nah,
fucking
nah.
ass, bitch. Shut your
okay,
fat ass
repellent.
up.
Can
Nah,
you
nah,
repeat?
shut your fat ass up. Nah, nah,
Oh
nah,
my
nah,
Yeah,
nah,
goodness.
nah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh my
yeah, yeah.
goodness. Oh my
You're
goodness.
autistic, bro. You're fucking
Can you
autistic.
can you
Wait,
repeat
Bro,
the argument you were saying beforehand?
what's the point of repeating the argument if the judge's not there, bro?
You can just fucking watch recorded. I don't care. I just want to finish the debate.
Bro, the whole point of me wanting like an on-spot judge was what I
Finish
want.
debate, boy. You're selling activity.
No, like I already said, like if there's no on-spot judgment, like in this context, I don't care to debate.
Join VC. Someone get this kid to join VC, bro.
Okay, he's
Okay.
back.
Yanni's back
Yeah,
in VC. So repeat the argument.
yeah. Hold on, wait, Yanni, how much of the argument?
Oh
Much
my!
of the
It doesn't matter if you're gonna repeat it anyway, bro. Just engage.
Yo. I was like listening in and out, but then at some point, like I just like low-key stopped listening.
oh what?
I heard the like probably the first point, the
Oh,
about calm down, like the first like 20-ish minutes, the first 10-ish minutes of the debate discussion, the debate. But like if you guys want me to judge of conclusions, I can do that. But like I'm not gonna lie to you. I was like, no,
yes,
listen, you niggas gave me a headache, bro. My bad, bro.
bro.
Fuck.
Okay,
Can you just
wait,
repeat the argument, Rebella, so we can finish the debate?
Wait. Were there any new points made?
Just,
I don't know
just
when you stopped listening.
New points. So like, I'm pretty sure Repellent was arguing. I mean, you guys are arguing about like accessibility, and then
Oh
after
yeah,
that,
yeah.
there
Just
was one
begin.
more point in regards to fucking like the statistics and like the data set or something. But then I wasn't listening. Like, if you guys go on to that point, but I was like semi-listening to the fucking
Yeah, we
accessibility point.
didn't. Yeah, we haven't gotten into the statistics point yet. We'll get into that afterwards. But what's his name? Yeah, I'll just repeat my argument, right? What I said was obviously the thing. I don't know how it wasn't clear enough, but yeah, obviously the thing grants equal accessibility, and then we're measuring how how easily fucking usable one thing is in regards to our daily life or in relation to our daily life or whatever the fuck. That's why utility figures into the argument. That's the argument that I gave you, right? It's still like it's
Wait,
equal
repeat the
access.
first one for me.
Yeah, I'm saying that in regards to like the convenience thing by what I mean by it grants equal accessibility, and it's measuring, given that accessibility, how easily usable something is or whatever, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah,
yeah. So
having
was that the thing I just asked you to repeat?
yeah,
Okay, if
probably.
that's, I'm just gonna take it as that's the thing you asked me to repeat. Anything else, I'm just not gonna factor into judgment. But again, if you're going to try and use like convenience under that type of like sense, then obviously I wouldn't even agree that that would even or that would capture anyone's meaning whenever they say X is more convenient than Y. Whenever they say X is more convenient than Y, even if they do, whenever they say X is more convenient than Y, even if they do have to grant its like, even if they do have to grant its accessibility for that to even happen, which I don't think they need to, it's like external factors upon the thing, external from the thing itself, are obviously going to play a factor into it. So even if I go into a store and I have two different products which are supposed to do the exact same thing, they are both accessible to me. However, one is £1, one is £1.20. Of course, I'm going to pick the one that is £1 over the one that is £1.20, even though they both can even though they both can have equal effects onto my life. The reason being is because one seems to have more price towards it, which is external to the value of this thing in itself, right? So I don't understand as to what you're trying to get at whenever you say utility in this context, because that isn't what anyone means whenever they're using the word. Also, the thing you said about like utility, if utility is just what you mean when you say convenience, then the
No,
same response will just follow from that.
that's not what I meant. But you know, never mind. So that's not what I meant. The thing was, yeah. The example you gave is just not analogous. We're not talking about which one you'd pick or whatever the fuck, right? We're talking about, I mean, in regards to accessibility, the analogous example would be if you're like dirt poor, if you can't access one thing, like if it's like just completely if one thing is just completely inaccessible towards you and one thing is accessible towards you, um that wouldn't be an inconvenience towards the thing in specific. That wouldn't even be talking about convenience when we talk about the thing or whatever the fuck, right? I don't think anyone would talk about that. So just talking about the choice someone would make when picking these things out, that's not analogous to what we mean when we say convenience. And the choice
Okay.
we make doesn't, like, again,
Convenience.
we can get into the statistics.
Wait, convenience. Fast food is popular because of its cost and convenience. Any object that makes life more convenient.
Any,
Well, just
I
search it up
mean,
on fucking Google,
yeah,
bro. Like, all sorts of
I
shit.
can't
They'll
be
fucking
bothered.
yeah.
Okay,
I don't know
convenience.
how you can prove that. Sorry, I don't know how you can prove that. Like, what's his name?
Wait, we can
Okay.
talk about the statistics afterwards. We can talk about the statistics afterwards.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
talking about the convenience thing. Yeah, I'm talking about the definition of convenience thing. What I want you
the
to prove
quality of being
is that
the
this
quality.
is
Chill a second. The quality of being suitable for one's comfort, purposes, or needs, or personal comfort or advantage. Yeah. So clearly, if like the price of this thing is going to be completely
but that's just
higher than
way.
the other. Wait, chill a second. If the price of this thing being set up is going to be massively higher than the other one, right? Then clearly one is not going to be as in tune to your own preferences, especially if the like cost of the actually getting this thing is going to far outweigh whatever benefit this thing has towards your life. So if we're
Okay,
just
so
talking about overall which one
is,
is more in tune
uh,
with people's benefits, it would be how am I able to preserve money while also being able to survive by being able
yeah,
to have access to drinking water.
yeah, sure. So I don't know how you'd quantify that. I don't know, like, how much of an effect higher price has towards your life or whatever the fuck, especially if you factor in the other things. If you're factoring the in the other things, such as, oh, this thing's gonna be like much easy in like moving around and like transport or whatever the fuck, I don't know how you'd like I don't know, weigh these values, right? So is
We
there
can
like some
talk about the values that you just laid out if you want.
yeah, we're talking about
Okay,
that.
if it's going to be one is
Wait,
more
wait,
easy.
wait. There's
Okay, go
also
ahead.
the other thing. Yeah, there's also the other thing that I was gonna say. The definition that you gave me, that just seems to be vague to me, because I don't know where the entailment is of this thing being inclusive of, I don't know, just like inaccessible states as well. So if I don't know why it's necessarily supposed to be inclusive of even when this thing can't be accessed by me or whatever, right? So I don't think how that entailment is proven. You can go ahead though.
Okay. Anyway, I didn't listen to the last part because I was too busy arguing with Yanni. But the thing at least that I heard is you were trying to say that they are going to how you'd ever be able to weigh one of these benefits over the other. And the example that you gave was like its accessibility or its portability, things like that. However, in the case of tap water, it literally just bypasses any sort of those type of limitations because you don't actually need. Okay, bro. anyway, right? But you don't actually need to. Do people like make it their hobby to be
Just give
annoyed?
the fucking argument. Oh my god, I'm not here for this shit.
Bro's mad. But anyway, right. But for tap water, it bypasses that like actual downside completely because it doesn't actually need to be portable at all. People have to go to the thing in itself rather than having to go to the thing, drink, go to the thing, buy it, waste their money, right? Which again, tap water costs significantly more than like bottled water or bottled water. You know what I mean? Bottled water costs more than tap water. But go to the thing and then carry that thing around, and also like tap water generally doesn't actually contribute as much to waste. However, bottled water does actually seem to. We know that like bottled water generally is used and actually promotes creating plastic, and plastic generally is what most people in the world use for pollution. So if most people generally want their generally want their generation and want the planet to survive a bit longer than this, and want to have great grandkids, all of that, right? Then most people would also care about the planet and the environmental downsides that would be inferred by actually getting top. Okay, that would be inferred by actually getting bottled water. The other thing you said about like convenience, I forgot what you said. I'm gonna write it down this time. I don't remember. So can you tell me? Can you just explain to me what you mean whenever you're saying convenience? That's all I need.
Bro, I already
Yeah,
wrote it down.
I'll just do that. But wait, hold on, Shinra. What was the last thing you said? Like the last section of your argument.
It's generally small. Okay, bottled water seems to contribute to pollution, but I'm trying to understand. Like you said that there are certain. You said something about my definition having some property behind that. That I'm trying to understand.
Oh, okay, cool. I'll just respond to that and give you the definition.
Dude, can you respond?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I just said I will, right? So what I was saying was, yeah, for the first thing, with pollution or whatever the fuck, right? I think if
That
one
wasn't
is,
what I. Okay, bro.
oh, I'm gonna
I
do both.
asked you.
Bro, he's
Shinra.
gonna give it. He's gonna give it. He's gonna respond to all of it though. Like,
Yeah, so that's what I
I
was
just
about.
want. Okay, I didn't hear that specific part, so I don't know why he's
Yes,
gonna make a new response
no,
while I'm trying to address all of what he just said. Huh?
Bro, okay. That's just for the sake of convenience, right? So that I don't forget the things,
Oh,
right? Okay, so what I was about to say was, I'll just give you the definition. It's fine, right? So for the pollution thing, firstly, if one thing is going to be a gradual, I don't know, thing against our convenience, or something's going to be like some gradual utility, and opposed to that, we're going to have spontaneously way more utility, then I think we should, I don't know, like value the spontaneous thing more, because the spontaneous thing would also add up in instances. Like if there are like 1,000 spontaneous instances that are good, and if there's some gradual instance that's bad, um then I think just by sheer numbers, the 1,000 instances would just take over, whatever the fuck, right? Second thing, that's just granting the fact that this thing pollutes this more, because I'm pretty sure that like tap water, like the system that goes behind tap water, that also is like contributing to the pollution thing, like indirectly or in some other way. We can go over that point afterwards. So what I also meant by the definition thing that I was saying was, I don't see the entailment of the definition that you gave. I don't see why the definition that you gave in chat or whatever the fuck entails the inclusion of the state that I'm in before I can even access the thing, because you'd only value this thing, you'd only evaluate the value of something when you can use it, right? So accessibility is inaccessibility is excluded.
okay. So I wrote all of that down. So the first thing you said is that bottled water generally leads to you having a gradual loss of utility, whereas it gives you immediate benefit. Most people generally say that they also do value immediate benefit way more than spontaneous benefit. Okay, way more than spontaneous current benefit, which is the entire reason that even though drugs give us a really good effect in this current moment, and they give us a really good high in this current moment now, due to the immense downsides that it has later on in life, most people generally say that this thing is okay. Yanni, can you chill? Yanni,
what
can
am I
you
doing?
okay.
Just keep Just keep
Shut up.
going, bro.
Dude, can you okay. Can you chill? But anyway, right? But if that's generally why people also rule for things like drug. Okay, bro. Okay. Are you going to? Okay. Anyway, right.
Yep.
But as I was saying before, I'm literally going to leave in like 20 minutes. But the thing I was trying to say is that generally most people would seem to value current benefit over all the gradual benefit over things that we can experience within this current moment. Hence why we also outlaw things like drugs, because these things generally are going to be not beneficial for us in the long run, however are beneficial in this current moment. Hence why we outlaw them. Then the second, so clearly the thing we value here isn't going to be current benefit, right? And this third thing about tap water is also going to be part of pollution. Even if I agree in some world that like tap water is also going to be part of pollution in itself, it clearly does not play as much as an effect as plastic does whenever we're talking about polluting the earth. Hence why most of the time whenever we're referring to cleaning up the beaches or generally trying to make the world a better place, we're trying to actually get rid of plastic, because plastic is not very biodegradable, right? And plastic is not actually going to be something beneficial to the world, which again we do value. The fourth thing was how you said that, quote unquote, you wouldn't understand the entailment as to why my definition actually of convenience actually applies to things that are not currently accessible in the current moment. But it just sounds as if you're trying to overvalue what's it called, what we value within the current moment. Like you're trying to say that, quote unquote, well, every single time that we deem something as convenience, we're talking about something that we can actually access in this current moment. But again, I'm trying to explain to you that even if we could access both within this current moment, it's still not going to actually be beneficial. Okay, it's still not going to actually be as beneficial or as convenient as tap water, right? Because even though we still have the funds within most countries to still access bottled water and tap water, most countries still choose to have tap water instead of bottled water, which would also imply some form of convenience. And the reason as to why I brought up plastic specifically is because most cases of bottled water is plastic. So
Okay, so firstly,
Starter fest type shit.
yeah. So firstly, with the drug thing, I don't think that's analogous like whatsoever, because the reason why we like consider drugs as bad as we do consider them is, well, firstly because of a lot more external factors than when compared to fucking pollution. Firstly, it's like it hurts us on an intrinsic level. Secondly, it what's his name? The effects are not nearly as I don't know, like as fucking long term as fucking pollution or whatever the fuck it is, right? And thirdly, it's like a lot more like direct effect or whatever, right? With the other thing, also like that's not even some like with the drug
wait,
dispute.
can you repeat the downsides you just did? I'm trying to write them down.
Yeah, the downsides. Firstly, it like affects you on an intrinsic level. Secondly, it's
Mhm.
not nearly as immediate. Thirdly, what's
It's
his
not
name?
what?
Sorry, no, sorry, it's not nearly as like long down the road or whatever the fuck, right?
Mm-hmm.
Thirdly, it's like a direct effect when compared to like what's his name, pollution or whatever, right? The other thing is it's still a dispute. It's not some sort of like axiom of society that, oh, drugs are just bad because of XYZ. Like I'm pretty sure there's still like a big debate. Like there's a fuck ton of people who still say that drugs should be used because, oh, these things are like sorry, in the immediate moment they're like fucking beneficial to us and we can control or whatever the fuck, like the amount of drugs that we consume or whatever, right? So I don't, yeah, I would like you to demonstrate that in most parts of some society these things are just universally condemned for the same reasons as like pollution might be. The other thing was pollution, like it having some bad effect on say what's the name, like earth. That's something I grant. That's why I was going on with this. Yeah, with the definition point, that's the only thing that's remaining. Yeah, I can't think you missed what I was going at for that. So yeah, I don't really have to respond
So
to that.
so since you're done, the first thing is that it hurts us on an intrinsic level. I don't think that's going to be the main reason as to why we value or we don't value like pollution. I mean, if all you mean when you say I mean drug abuse, if all you mean when you say it hurts us on an intrinsic level means that it's doing harm to us personally, I can name you a whole bunch of examples in which pollution and the effects led by pollution actually hurt people. Okay, bro. The effects led by pollution actually hurt people quite directly. For example, places in like China or places like that in which they have floods, specifically because the amount of plastic and the amount of like just dirt that they have generally, they leave on the road, just clogs up the drains and causes there to be floods. People literally die by this. They have direct downside because of these effects that they have. Right? So clearly pollution is going to be something that actually has a direct effect on them. The second thing is that some people agree that drugs should be used in certain scenarios. Even though some people, like this clear minority, agree that drugs should be used in certain scenarios, the fact that drugs are illegal almost everywhere shows that most people generally also don't think it's fine for us to have drugs. Now, the only important argument there was justify why we don't allow drugs for the same reason we allow quote unquote pollution to be bad, or the same reason we deem pollution to be bad. The entire reason would be due to its effects later, aside from in this current moment, then it would lead to a downside to us, e.g., us getting addicted, or like the entire drug trade where people get money off of getting drugs and selling them, e.g., Yanni, right? But clearly that's going to be a severe downside, and it also is increasing to crime. Like drug abuse clearly has a very direct correlation with the amount of crime that exists, right? So those type of correlations seem to be very, very strong between the two of them. The direct effect there would also just be the exact same in both of them. I said that the difference would be, well, one of them is much more long term than the other. However, we know that this isn't true. The entire reason, or the entire point of the Just Stop Oil movement, the entire reason why we have all of these protests is because there are actually long term, or there are actually like effects that are happening in this current moment that are caused by pollution. E.g., we have oil spills which are killing the fish that people used to eat. We have like the global temperature going up, which is causing like animals to die, animals that we spend money to care on. So clearly, this is like pollution is also causing a direct monetary downside for us. So we do actually care about pollution, and we do actually value these things happening. It's okay. I don't think I need to say anything more than that. Actually, you can
Thank you,
respond,
bro.
or if you want, you can continue.
So, okay, so when you said things about like pollution affecting these things intrinsic to us, or like sorry, affecting us on an intrinsic level or whatever the fuck, right? Well, that's gonna be like a actually I don't even know that if that's substantial enough to make like a general claim about pollution because we're talking
Repeat
about
what you said.
generality. Okay,
I'm
yeah.
about to leave in like 9 minutes, but repeat what you said.
So yeah, I said I don't know if that would be enough to make a general claim about pollution. Like I don't know if the instances that you're mentioning would be enough to make a general claim about pollution. The second issue I have there is that they're not direct issues. There's some sort of like changes avoided by avoiding other like
Your
things.
mic is like
Yo,
cutting in and
your
out.
mic is going out. Your mic is going out.
Yeah, I think it's someone's mic. I don't know whose mic it is.
Yours.
Whoever's typing.
No, I think no, Shinra. The thing with my mic is like if there's like noise from someone else's mic cut. So okay, yeah, I get you know. So yeah, what's his name? These are not going to be direct effects because we can avoid these effects by avoiding things other than like the fucking plastic or whatever things or whatever the fuck, right? Oh, sorry, like drug, yeah, plastic or whatever, right? That's why I mentioned directness when it comes to drugs. Now, the second thing about drugs being long term or whatever, right, was shit,
Your
what was
mic
it?
did the thing again. Can you repeat what you
Uh,
said?
okay, yeah.
It
So
didn't.
I
No.
I mean, it did for me, but okay, my bad. I'm lying. Sorry.
so say that
It's
they
kind of like
okay. It's a actually, but I'll just move on. So yeah, what I was saying was shit. Yeah, with the fucking long term thing, with pollution, well, if it again can be like, if it's not like to a significant enough level to make a general thing that oh this thing should right now like right at this moment be stopped, like for the fish things, if like us not having the supply of fish that we should have had if pollution wasn't there, if that was big enough of an issue, then we would have had like things just like we would have already just in effect stopped the pollution or whatever the fuck, right? But clearly we have other means to like eat or whatever, right? So that's not as big of an issue as drug abuse or whatever the fuck would be, because that you have to directly like fucking what's his name, stop it or whatever. Long term harm, yeah. What's the name? Directness. No example you demonstrated was directness. The fucking murder thing. I would like you to repeat that. I zoned out when you said that. I'm not gonna lie.
So to respond to the first thing is that you don't know if the instances I named are enough to make a general claim about pollution.
Wait,
I
wait,
mean,
wait. Can you?
generally, shush, no. I'll repeat it once I'm done speaking. But generally, right, whenever people are talking about instances of pollution, they're talking about like CO2 being a mist. CO2 being released into the atmosphere, which causes like cuts in the ozone layer, which then increases the general temperature of the earth, right? All of these are going to be directly caused and influenced by plastic in and of itself, because the burning of plastic, which is how we get rid of it in the first place, the burning of plastic actually leads to like large amounts of CO2 being emitted into the atmosphere, which is the major thing that we all focus on whenever we're like referring to pollution. You also said that like, you said something, then you're like, never mind, bro. And then so it just sounds like if you're trying to slip in the argument. So anything you said that I didn't hear or didn't directly respond to, we could just not have that factored into the judgment. And the third thing is that if we didn't, so wait, the third thing
What the fuck?
no. Okay, give me a second.
Okay.
Lynn.
Wait, I'll just ask you. Wait, Yanni, what was this murder thing?
Yeah, anyway, the third thing was like, if it was such a big issue, then we would have stopped there. Yeah, if it was such a big issue, we would have stopped there. Then that just doesn't sound like an actual argument. We have loads of big issues within the world that we don't stop because it gives us more benefit. The entire reason we allow this thing to keep going is because of oil, and America loves oil freedom. So that's why we allow this thing to keep going.
Yeah.
That's literally it. I'm about to leave, so
Okay,
yeah.
wait, okay, sure. I'll just give one final response and then we can conclude.
I'm about to leave, so
What, bro, what do you? Okay, I'll just respond. It doesn't matter. So for the direct thing, firstly, I wasn't trying to slip it in. It was like because you said you lied or whatever the fuck, so it was unclear whether you want me to or like repeat it or not. Firstly,
He's not in the VC anymore.
Bro.
He left.
So what do I do?
Bro,
like,
I would have preferred you guys to conclude. Like, I don't really have I don't think you guys went over enough to get like.
When you got your ass beat, bro. It was bad, nigga.
Just
I
give your
heard
response
everything.
and give your conclusion.
Manny, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, give your repellent. Give your response for the recording.
So CO2 being direct from plastic, well, no, by the metric of directness that I gave, it's just not directly inferred from plastic because if we can stop the amount of CO2, bro.
You niggas aren't funny, bro. Like, stop, please.
Whoever did that,
Shut up, Yanni.
So if we can like, bro, if we can, bro. So if we can stop the what's his name, if we can,
you're gonna talk about lookism,
bro.
I haven't read this after yet, Joe.
Yeah. So if we can stop the increase in CO2 without
so
stopping,
how strong do you think Daniel Park is,
bro? Bro, can I speak?
Yo, just continue.
Yeah, we can stop the increase in CO2.
Do you think goo and gun are relative?
If we can stop it without increasing or without stopping the usage of plastic.
What about Tom Lee versus goo?
Which is clearly demonstrated. With the other thing, with the net positive thing, if it's a net positive, then you can literally not make the claim that it's something that's bad analogous to the drug usage or whatever the fuck, right? So that's just not analogous. Well, with the other thing, I asked him to prove like earlier in the debate why something he doesn't hear is not an argument. So I was gonna bring that up to him. Yeah. And do you want me to conclude or like?
I don't think he gave a conclusion, so it wouldn't be fair if you do if only concluded. But cool.